loves, hello my besties, hi, welcome in, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I'm Alanna, and today we are going to be doing a random emoji generator chooses my reads for the week. So I have a random emoji generator pulled up, which you might not be able to see very well, but I'll try to make it so you can see it. I have that pulled up. I'm gonna randomize, and then we're gonna try to pick out of my books over here for the month, like the ones that I actually picked for my TBR. I do have other ones that I have to get to as well. The book that I already knew was going to be on my TBR was Heavenly Bodies, because it is Ellen Catherine's book club pick. So I have this one on here as well. And then we also have the sequel, the second book to the Ashen series. So this is the second book to The Road of Bones. And I ate that up and it left off on a cliffhanger, and I'm really excited to get to this. So I added this to my TBR as well. And I also added the second Legendborn book to my TBR. So let me pull that up so that I can see the colors and like what the vibe is of that one. And then we also have the Zodiac Academy's The Awakening on the TBR as well. That is on my Kindle. So, because that was the prompt for more than one author. Okay, so this is the cover for Blood Marked. Maybe. Yeah. So we'll have that pulled up on the side as well. But these are both on there as well. So I'm going to have this one over here too. And then we shall go from there. Let me move some of this, because I would, in theory, like to stand them up, but I just fear things are going to go amiss and fall over. But let's try it. So we're going to do this. I'll lean it up against my mug that I have sitting over here for the moment. And then I'll put my really fat book over yonder. And we're going to hope that that works. Can you guys see all those? Let's try to turn it a little bit so you can see everything. Okay. I know it's not a great layout, but it's the best I can do. So, our first emoji, we're gonna hit randomize. That is an airplane. I mean, I guess that could work for Heavenly Bodies. It's blue. It's a blue airplane. Like, I know, like the heavens in the sky, it's blue. I mean, could we make that work? None of these really have anything to do with planes. So I figure like this one, the plane in the emoji is blue, and Heavenly Bodies is like blue. And then obviously the heavens is above, like in the sky. So maybe we're going to go with Heavenly Bodies for it, because there's really nothing else on here that fits. Like, none of these really fit an airplane. So we're going to go with Heavenly Bodies for our first book. The first pick is going to be Heavenly Bodies. Masks. Discard have a mask? Oh, it's got a crown. Oh, I know what that one can go for. Okay, so we got the masks. Song of Achilles has a helmet on it. So I think those would go well together, right? I think we're going to go with Song of Achilles for the next book. Song of Achilles. I think we're going to pick 4. Maybe 4 of them. So Heavenly Bodies and Song of Achilles. This one will be for the little mask emoji. Actually, let me take a picture of that so that I can remember what they are to put them in. Next up, that's bread. Ooh! The Spell Shop. So this is about in need of an income Kyla identifies something that even the bakery in town doesn't have. Jam. With the help of an old recipe book her parents left her and a bit of illegal magic, her cottage garden is soon covered in ripe berries. So I know that it's not like fully based on bread, but it does have like a bakery in the description. And jam goes good on bread, right? So I'd say the Spell Shop. The Spell Shop's a good option. Also, I will forever love this cover and adore this little bean. Look at it. It's so cute. But we are going to choose the Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst as our third book. Our final pick for this week. Well, there's only one option for this, right? And it's Fear the Flames. It's got green, it's got a little moon, like the stars, you know, in it. This is the most green book that I have. I mean, I do have Morbidly Yours, but that's more, that doesn't really have like a sky-typed theme to it. Like this has the dragons and the moon and stuff on it, and the dragons are sparkly. I think that's a good option, because the only other green one that I have is Paradise Problem, and that doesn't seem like a good fit for that emoji. So I think for this little golden emoji, this little green star, we're gonna go with Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. I'm very excited to get to this book. I have been just really looking forward to this. I haven't heard much about it, but I've heard people say they adore it. So I have been excited for it. Also, there's dragons, so what's not to adore? Right? There's nothing but adoration that comes with dragons for me. So that's going to be our fourth and final book for this week. So we have Fear the Flames, The Spell Shop, The Song of Achilles, and Heavenly Bodies as our picks for this week. So I will be back with you guys when I have some updates and when I choose which book I'm going to pick up first. Hello, my loves. So I have been working through The Song of Achilles. I do have the physical copy, but I've also been listening to this on Hoopla while I work, because I just figured this would be something really good to just like immerse myself in. And I'm really enjoying it so far. This follows Achilles and I can never say his name. Patroclus? Patroclus is a young prince who was exiled from his country for something that you'll have to read to find out. And he ends up getting sent to the king of Peleus, who takes in exiled boys. And Achilles is his son. Achilles is also the son of the cruel sea goddess Thetis. I think it's Thetis. And he is destined to be like the best warrior of his time. And it follows them. They go to study with Chiron the centaur, and they both kind of learn medicine and like just survival, like hunting and foraging and stuff like that, because there's nothing that Chiron can teach him. Achilles he knows more than any of the people that Chiron has taught before, and there's nothing that he can teach him when it comes to actual like fighting. And Patroclus just isn't a fighter. Like he doesn't want to ever be a fighter, so they just focus on other things, and they stay there for a few years. They end up being called back to Achilles' father's kingdom because they are being called to Troy to help fight in a war, to go fight Troy because they stole a queen or something. But I'm really enjoying this. The storytelling in this is absolutely beautiful. I think the book itself is fantastic. It's moving, and it's interesting, and I love Greek mythology. I'm a big Greek mythology lover, so I'm very excited about all the different touches within this. Obviously, it's about Achilles from Greek mythology stuff, but I'm 69% of the way through this. I know I haven't given any updates on this until this point, but I'm really enjoying it, and I really love the aspects of this, that just those pieces that, of seeing, I don't know if it's really true or anything, but I love the story that Madeline Miller tells in this, and the friendship and relationship and camaraderie that we get between Achilles and Patroclus. And I just really enjoy the descriptions and how moving it all is, and like I said, it's beautifully written. Like, she's a very wonderful storyteller, and I really enjoy that, and it's been really nice to listen to the audiobook and kind of immerse myself in it a bit. But I'm really enjoying this so far. I'm not sure what the rating's gonna be yet. I still have like 3.5, 4 hours left of the audiobook, so yeah, but I really like it so far. I really, it's interesting to see the kinds of things that would have happened in, like, those times of the Greeks, and, like, the sacrifices and things to the gods, and how everything worked. And I really enjoy those touches, and I really enjoy the story that she's weaving with this and telling us about. Like, I think it's a really great tale. And the back of it says, a tale of gods and goddesses, kings and queens, immortal fame, and the human heart. And I think it's Achilles basically fighting for his fame and to become an immortal, and having this close connection with Patroclus and trying to figure out how everything's going to work with that, because Patroclus is a human. Like, he doesn't have any kind of god or goddess parentage in him. So it's just something very interesting to look at. And Patroclus has had a rough life. Like, his father got with his mother, and his mother was not fully there. And his father hated her and hates him, and there's just a lot about this that's a problem. But it's nice to see them opening up to each other and kind of having that relationship where somebody knows Achilles for him, and not just the fame and the fighting and what he can bring to the Greeks. And Patroclus gets to have somebody who looks at him as more than he's ever been looked at before, as somebody that they care about and knows him and his friends, and puts him at the same level as himself. Like, Achilles always puts Patroclus at his side. Like, it is always like, if he's in meetings, Patroclus is with him. If he is at the front of stuff, Patroclus is with him. And I think that that's a really fun thing to see, and a nice thing to see, especially after the life that he has had his entire life. Like, he was a prince, and he was not treated as such. He was only treated as a prince when it suited other people around him. So, I'm really enjoying it so far. I really love the storytelling and how immersive it is, and the descriptions and the relationships and all the touches of the Greek mythology I'm really enjoying. But that was my little update so far on this, and I will be back with you guys when I have an update next. Hello, my loves. Hello, my besties. Hi, welcome in. I have officially finished the Song of Achilles. I finished it like a week ago, actually, and realized I never did an update. I really enjoyed this. I ended up rating this 4.75 stars. It was a very different kind of story, like, telling that I'm not used to. It's not something like I normally read, but I really enjoy Greek mythology, and I really enjoyed hearing the story of Achilles, and I can never say his name, Patroclus, unless I see it. It was really interesting hearing their story and how everything went down, and I think that the storytelling in this was very good. It was very immersive, and it was kind of slow at the beginning and definitely picked up more toward the end, but I really enjoyed it overall. I liked hearing about all of the bonding and them working with Chiron, and Achilles still trying to stay true to himself, but then also seeing him kind of veer away from that a little bit because of vengeance and like not wanting to be the one to give in when somebody else wronged him. But I really liked it. I definitely recommend this. It's a really good story, and like the storytelling is so good. Like, it just, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just really, really great. I really enjoyed this. And like I said, I love Greek mythology, so anything that has to do with Greek mythology, I'm more likely than not going to read. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was captivating, and it was powerful, and there was just so many things throughout this that even though it was slow in the beginning, it still like drew you in, even if it was slow, and then things started to really pick up in the second half, and that really just sucked you in even more. But yeah, I wanted to come in and give you the update about finishing this. Hello, my loves. Hi. I am here with an update for you. I don't think I've actually given you any updates up until this point, but I've started and finished Fear the Flames. I've been listening to this on audiobook. I finished this today while I was at work, and I really enjoyed this. I've heard some mixed reviews on this. I've seen some things where a lot of people didn't like it, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the banter. I enjoyed the relationship that we get out of it. I enjoyed the friendships and the kind of found family that we get. I really enjoyed the characters. I really like our main girl. Her name is Elowyn. This story follows Elowyn, who is a princess who basically ran away, was taken from her home when she was young. When she was born, was presented by another country with stones, like dragon eggs, but they were essentially stones because no dragons had hatched in God knows how long. And when they were placed in front of her, all 5 of these eggs hatched, and she became the dragon princess. And she lived freely in her castle with her parents and her dragons until she was 4. And then, obviously, as a 4-year-old, you have a little bit of a tantrum while her father raised his hand to her, and her dragons took offense. Her mother ended up being killed. I don't know if her father or somebody else, a finger got bit off by one of the dragons, because the dragons were also babies. Like, they were still young as well. Like, she was 4, they were hatched when she was a baby. So her uncle, her mother's brother, essentially, when she was 4 years old, she had her dragons taken from her, and they were locked up, and she was locked up. She became a prisoner in her own castle, in her own home at 4 years old. And basically her father, over her whole life now, has been trying to break her bonds with her dragons. And she ends up leaving. Her uncle and some guards end up breaking her out of her prison, and they run and hide. And you start the story at 15 years in the future, where she is 19. And she has essentially created her own kingdom. She is the queen of this other place, which I can never say the name of. Astilion. I can't ever say it unless I read it. Which she comes from Imarath, which is down here, and her kingdom is up here in the north. So she basically has been living under the radar, and throughout this book, she essentially shows herself as, like, she comes out of hiding, and she makes a deal with Caden Velez. I always say his name wrong too. But she makes a deal with him where he will help her get her dragons back and free her dragons from King Garrick, which is her father, if she stays on their side to fight the war against her father and her kingdom, which he agrees to. She agrees, like, she'll do anything to get her dragons back, and she has a bone to pick with her father and the kingdom anyway, because everybody just sat by while she was tortured and while her dragons were tortured and she was a child. I don't know when she was taken. I want to say she was 9 or 10 when she got taken, but she she makes this deal with this commander of Varaveth, which is right above Imarath. So this country, this kingdom right here, she makes a deal with them that the commander of that kingdom will help her get her dragons back if she helps them fight in the war against Imarath, because they are trying to overtake, Imarath is trying to overtake their borders, and they are sick of it, and they need help. So she agrees, and it's basically the whole story following her and Caden and their friends through this journey of getting her dragons back. And there's betrayal, and there's trust and betrayal and all these different things. And her best friend, but basically her brother, who they became very close right after he woke up in her kingdom, like 9-10 years prior to when this starts. She was sitting by his bedside, and they became he's essentially her brother. They call each other brother and sister, and they would die for each other. And he ends up finding out about this deal and says that he's coming with her. Like, he would rather go down fighting with her than stay in the protection of Astilion. So they go, and it's just very sweet seeing their relationship and the relationships that she forms with Caden and the other, like, his siblings, essentially. They're his siblings. And there's plot twists that I didn't see coming. There's, like, 2 twists that I just blew me out of the water. But I really enjoyed it. I think I'm going to end up giving it probably 4 stars. I really enjoyed the dragons in this. You don't really get much of the dragons, a ton of it, until closer to the end. But I really like how the descriptions of the dragons, and, like, they're not normal, just, like, it's hard to explain. Like, she has 5 of them, and they're all described very differently, and they all have their own personalities, and I just think it's really sweet. I think it was a very interesting fantasy. It obviously wasn't a no stakes fantasy, but it also wasn't, like, super high fantasy either. Like, there is world building, there is all this stuff in here, but it's not like a Brandon Sanderson kind of world building type deal. overall, I'm going to rate it a 4-star. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see where the series goes because this does leave off on a cliffhanger as well. I really did enjoy it though, and check your trigger warnings before you pick this up. There are trigger warnings in here. I don't know, I really enjoyed it, and I think other people will too. I know that it has had some very mixed reviews from what I've seen, just people rating it kind of lower stars, but I really enjoyed it. And that's my update. I just wanted to come in and let you guys know that I finished it. And yeah, I think that's all of them. I have a piece of paper somewhere. It's literally right in front of me. So we do have one more book in this video, and that book is going to be Heavenly Bodies by Ermani Eru, I think is how you say it. The book's like over there somewhere, and I do not want to go crawling across my bed to get it. But we have that book left for this video, so that is going to be the next and last book that I am picking up. I do need to finish it in the next couple days because it's the book club pick for another booktuber named Ellen Catherine. I adore her. I'm one of her patrons, and she's doing the book club live show chatting about the book on Wednesday, which is today's Monday, so I gotta finish that in the next couple days, and then I will get this video edited, and well, now it's out to you guys, but I will see you guys when I have some updates, and hopefully I will actually talk to you with updates instead of just coming in and being like, hi, here, I started and finished this book. You're welcome, because I'm just a girl and I am a terrible reading vlogger. I just wanted to touch base with you guys on that, and I will see you guys the next time I have some updates for you. Hello, my loves. Sorry for the weird angle and me being... I just took a shower to get ready for bed. I'm going to read a little bit more here before I go to sleep, but I have been reading Heavenly Bodies. I am on chapter 9, page 64. I'm enjoying it so far. Not a whole lot has happened. I really enjoy our main character, Alara. I think she's really funny and witty, and she's got that sass, which I really enjoy. I really enjoy the sass that she's bringing. We're following her. She just got taken from her, realm, which is, basically like a Twilight kind of realm. It's very dark there. And she has been kidnapped, essentially, and she's been taken to Helios, which is like a very light, hot place. So we are following her right now. She is there. The king basically wants her for his own nefarious things, which he essentially wants to take over the world, and he needs her help and thinks that she's like the only one who will be able to help them accomplish this. And he tells her that she is going to have quarters in this castle. She can basically have whatever she wants, as long as she stays and trains and helps them. And she either stays and trains or she tries to get back home. And when she was taken, her parents, I think it was when she was taken, at the point she was taken, her parents were killed. She was in a party in her realm, at her palace, and people attacked, and she just remembers blood and screaming and people telling her to run. So she ran and ended up being taken, and she's staying in this basically enemy land. And is being told by this king that she has to either stay there or, like, where is she going to go back to? So she chooses to stay because she doesn't have anywhere to go back to, doesn't know how she would get there. And one of the gods, like the god of death or chaos or something, is basically was who attacked her palace. So they're like, if you go back, you're gonna end up, like, you have a god hunting for you, so you're gonna walk right back into his open arms. But she's basically told that she's staying and that they're gonna train her into the weapon that she easily can be, and she is told that she has to train with the king's son. Now, she apparently has the gift of 3. Like, each realm has 3 different gifts that they can possess, and well, I don't really know fully how it works, because she listed 4 different things that people could have. Or maybe it is just 3, but most people only get one of the gifts from their realm. She got all 3. And the king's son also was granted all 3 for his realm. So he has been tasked with training her because he also has 3, so he can, like, teach her the ways to basically, like, be in control of her powers and stuff like that, and to enhance them and make them stronger and things. So that's about where I am right now. There have been some tiffs. The prince and Alara have both threatened each other multiple times. It's great. She's got a really sweet, like, basically nursemaid, I think is what they called them. But she's actually she can change, like, glamour. She's a glamour. So she is able to change the look of Alara. She makes her look like she's from Helion so that nobody is any wiser to who she is or where she's from. So to the people who have already met her, she looks like herself, but to anybody who's meeting her new, she looks like she's from there, which I think is really cool. But this girl has been extremely nice to her. Her name is Marissa, and she's very, very sweet. And she's not from Helion or where she's from. She is from a different place altogether. But it's really good so far. Not too much has happened. We're just kind of getting into them starting to train. And the bickering, which is great. But yeah, I just wanted to pop in and give you guys a little update because, you know, I've been really bad at doing that. Really, really bad at doing that. But I wanted to give you guys an update, and then I'm going to finish reading for a little bit here. I have to go to bed not too long from now. But yeah, I just want to pop in, give you an update, and I will be back with you when I have some more updates for you. I wanted to come in and give you the final update for this video. I finished Heavenly Bodies. I ended up finishing it yesterday, so it took me less than 24 hours to finish it. For the first little bit, I did do like an immersive read, so I was listening to the audiobook while I followed along in the book. And then I listened to the rest of it yesterday during work. I really enjoyed this. I gave it a 4.75. It was so close to 5 stars for me. I think the rest of the series may push it over that threshold. Actually, the cover for the second book got shown today for the first time, and it looks really cool. I like this cover better, but I think the other one's really pretty as well. It's like green with like gold and stuff on it, and it's really pretty. But I really enjoyed this. I really loved the banter between the two of them. I really enjoyed the story. I loved all the relationships and like this, I wouldn't say found family, but just this friendship group that she ends up finding in a place where she doesn't think she's going to find friends. the end, so the beginning was decently paced, the middle was a little bit slow, and then the end was buck wild. Like, so much happened in the last, like, third last quarter of this book. There were so many twists and turns, and it ended off, like, kind of on a cliffhanger. Like, it ends off at a place, like, it's like a cliffhanger, but not like a crazy, crazy cliffhanger. So I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. You get some revelations at the end that were just blew my mind. But overall, I really, really liked it. I was able to get it finished. We actually just finished the live show, like, chat about it. We didn't really talk too much about the book because we always just yap in those, but I really did enjoy this. I'm glad that this was picked for our March book. 4.75 stars. I can't wait to see what happens in the next book. The next book doesn't come out until November. I think the end of November. So we'll see then where the story goes, but I really enjoyed it. I thought the world was very interesting and the magic was pretty interesting. I haven't read anything else where the world is based on, like, celestial stuff, like stars and, like, the stars being, like, the gods, essentially. So they're the patron stars of gods and goddesses. So, like, Ariete is the patron star of Perseus, which is, he's the king of the stars, god of wrath, war, and blood. And then you have, like, Tora, who's the patron star of Aphrodite, who is the goddess of lust and pleasure. So it's just, I think that's a very interesting, like, world building and, like, magic system that we have. I just really liked it. I thought it was a very interesting story. So yeah, that's just the last update that I wanted to give. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Thank you for any time that you guys give to me. I know time is not something you can get back, so any minute you give to me, I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys stay happy, healthy, and safe, and I will see you the next time that I see you.